Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Here we are, the Las Vegas Culture Club, Las Vegas Urban League WIC Culture Club. Today we will be talking about nutrition and breastfeeding, nutrition while breastfeeding, excuse me. So my name's Samaje. I'm the Las Vegas Urban League breastfeeding coordinator and the IBCLC here for the Urban League WIC office. And this is
Rowena. I'm the program nutritionist at the Las Vegas Urban League WIC.
All right. So as I mentioned, we'll be talking about some nutrition this month, and we will talk about some helpful tips on nutrition while breastfeeding. So let's dive right in. All right. So what is National Nutrition Month?
National Nutrition Month is an annual nutrition education and information campaign created by the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. The campaign celebrates each year during the month of March, focuses on the importance of making informed food choices and developing sound eating and physical habits.
Awesome. All right, so what's the history? What's the history of National Nutrition Month?
National Nutrition Month started in the 1973. It initially started with a week. It was a week long, and then it gained some traction, so it became a month-long celebration. The main people is the American Dietetics Association, now known as the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, and it was a way of delivering nutrition education messages to the public while promoting the profession of dietetics. And then, like I was saying, with the growing interest in 1980, it became a week-long celebration, it became a month-long celebration. And again, we celebrate it, all month of March, and there's a theme each year that we follow and promote. Today's actually Registered Dietitian Nutrition Day. Every second Wednesday of March, every year, we celebrate National Registered Dietitian Nutritionist Day. So wish your favorite registered dietitian a happy celebration of Registered Dietitian Nutrition Day. And this was first started in 2008. And to tell you a little bit about registered dietitian nutritionists, they have degrees in nutrition, dietetics, public health, or related field from well-respected accredited colleges and universities. After they receive their degree, they complete an internship, which can take anywhere from 6 to 12 months. And then they pass their boards and get, their license as an RDN. So if you are looking to learn more and customize plan, reach out to a dietitian and or get a referral from your primary care.
Awesome. All right. So from what I understand, every year National Nutrition Month has a theme.
Correct, Samaj. There's a theme every year. So in 2020, that theme was Eat Right, Bite by Bite. 2021, Personalize Your Plate. And then this year, we're celebrating Celebrate a World of Flavors. And this is a direct quote from the Academy. Celebrating flavors from cultures around the world is a tasty way to nourish ourselves and appreciate our diversity. We're all unique with the different bodies, goals, backgrounds, and tastes. A registered dietitian nutritionist can help you create healthy habits that celebrate your heritage and introduce you to new flavors and foods. So this year, every year, the Academy has a weekly message if you would like to follow along. So during the first week of March, it is eat a variety of nutritious meals, include healthful foods from all food groups, learn how to read nutrition facts labels, incorporate your favorite cultural foods and traditions. So this is just, reading your nutrition labels helps you understand, what specifically you're putting in your body. So you're not overestimating or underestimating your portion size and what are the ingredients or what are the macro and micronutrients that are in there.
That's got to be very, very helpful because sometimes I feel like those nutritional labels is lying to me.
I get that. And we'll go over in our future podcast, we'll show you how to read your nutrition labels just so you feel more confident, well prepared in, your shopping and eating adventures.
Awesome.
All right. So during the second week of March, we promote that you see your registered dietitian nutritionist, ask your doctor for a referral to an RDN, find an RDN who specializes in your unique needs. So we say find an RDN, which is a registered dietitian nutritionist, in your specific needs, because we all have different needs, and there are different types of dietitians that specialize in whatever's going on with you. So let's say you're a diabetic, there's a dietitian that specializes in that and that have extensive training in that, or maybe anorexia, or just different types of things, kidney disease. So getting someone that specializes in that specific disease or your need will be beneficial to you. All right, and then the third week of March, plan your meals and snacks. So choose helpful recipes to make during the week, and use grocery list for nutritious foods. Mm-hmm. So by writing down your list, you're making sure you have all your ingredients that you need. So you're not, when you get home, you're like, oh, I forgot something. And now your whole plan is ruined. But if you write it down, you get what you need, and then you can go home and make your recipes for the week. And then by preparing ahead, you'll be less tempted, or it'll be easier for you to follow your goals.
And don't go to the grocery store hungry.
That's actually a really good tip. If you notice, you buy everything that's not so great for you when you go into the store hungry. So great tip. Yes. And make helpful food and drink choices when away from home. It's easy to, choose things that are not so great for us when we're not home. So just stick to your plan and drink lots of water if you can. All right. And then week 4 of March, create tasty foods at home. Learn cooking and meal preparation skills. Try new flavors and foods from around the world. And you can always learn more skills when it comes to cooking. And there are so many YouTube channels now. And also my favorite place to look for recipes or learn more things is myplate.gov. There are many recipes based off of your need. So if your need or your goal is to save money, there are recipes that are low cost. If your need is to make time effective, cost effective, all of those, there are recipes that are specifically geared towards that. If you're looking for recipes that are low in sodium, there are recipes geared towards that. Also, there are really cool recipes on there from different cultures. It's actually a whole book of recipes and I've seen some from the Indian culture, I believe. I don't know who did it, but there's one on there. So if you want to check it out, it's a pretty neat website. So, and for week 5, and then, one more thing. Enjoy your meals with your friends and family if you can. And for week 5, put it all together. Eat a variety of nutritious foods, see an RDN, plan your meals and snacks, and create tasty foods at home. So,
Oh, that sounds good, right?
Right.
I'm
and
excited.
Then, don't let this overwhelm you. If you just want to pick one thing so you feel like you can achieve it, or that's just all you could do right now. Pick one thing. Maybe it's drink more water, or just write down your grocery list. Prepare one meal ahead. Do what you can. Don't let it overwhelm you.
Take it a day at a time.
Exactly. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Awesome. All right. Any other tips you can share with our families?
Yes, we do have many tips for you. These are also from the Academy, and these are some of my favorites. So eat breakfast. Eating breakfast prepares you for the day, and so you don't go too hungry and then make not a so great choice for later on the day. Make half of your plate fruits and vegetables. By doing half of your plate as fruits and vegetables, it helps you watch your portion size. Also, not overeat from your other food groups and get all your vitamins and minerals from your fruits and vegetables. Be active. You want to aim for at least 30 minutes of activity about 5 times a week. Get moving. It doesn't have to be anything extremely difficult for you. Find something you enjoy. That's a way we can stick to our goal, is find something you enjoy, running, tennis, anything. So, and get to know your food labels. We'll go over how to read your food labels with you pretty soon, but by reading your food labels, you know exactly what you're consuming. All right. And then drink more water. There are different levels of recommendation based off of age and gender, and you can also find that on myplate.gov. But drink more water, stay hydrated, eat seafood twice a week. You don't want to eat excessive amounts of seafood because of the mercury levels. The general recommendation is about 2 to 3 times a week from low mercury foods. Reduce added sugar. So, like sodas, snacks, all of those packaged foods, you want to limit them. You don't want an excessive amount. And supplement with caution. supplements, dietary supplements are not regulated. So you don't want to just take any and everything you find. You want to research a little bit more, and also, most importantly, talk to your doctor. So, it doesn't interfere with other medication, interfere with other medication you're taking, or influence your health in a negative way. So always talk to your doctor and supplement with caution. And last but not least, consult an RDN. Like I was saying, they can give you specific plans specific for you and your need and your goal. So consult an RDN, and you can get a referral from your doctor.
Awesome. Thank you. That was very, very helpful information, Rowena. She's an expert in her field, isn't she? Thank you, girl. Appreciate you.
All right. And then moving forward, we get a lot of questions for breastfeeding, and then we have our ICLC Samaje here. So I wrote down some of the questions our families ask us often. So she's going to go over them with you, just so you know it's like fact versus myth, and then she'll give you the science behind it so you can learn a little bit. And whatever questions you have, you can send them our way as well.
Yes, please do. WICLV.org is our website. Load us up. We love questions.
Yes. Why should families who choose to breastfeed eat healthy?
Oh, great question. So calorie amount and intake does matter with breastfeeding. It does not make or break your supply. That's a common concern with mothers who are breastfeeding. We get a lot of moms who are questioning, the type of food or what they should be eating to increase supply or make their milk in general. And it's actually what you're eating, your body metabolizes that and provides the nutrients in your milk through your bloodstream. So we'll get into more detail on how that works and how that's important later on. But the calorie amount does help for moms who are breastfeeding, who are choosing to eat healthy. It's the optimal nutritional start for infants and the growth of our infants' brains and their health in general. Our infants' brains do double in size the first year of life. So breast milk or human milk does provide the perfect nutrition for that speed of growth. Human milk is designed literally to nourish our baby's brain. So very, very helpful to eat healthy while breastfeeding. And also benefits mom as well. As she's breastfeeding, she's burning calories. So it's recommended that moms try to take in an extra 300 to 500 calories while breastfeeding because she's burning so much. You may have heard moms say, if you breastfeed, you lose some baby fat or things like that. That's actually true. It doesn't work by itself, though. Moms, we still got to take a little walk, do our little 30 minutes of exercise like we do a day if possible. But in combination of those two, breastfeeding and doing some light workout, it does actually help lose that baby weight. So also another benefit of breastfeeding.
All right, awesome. Thank you. What are some interesting things you've heard from breastfeeding mothers about what they've eaten?
Oh, this is cool. Yeah. So mothers have had things from, seeing their milk change colors. This is a pretty cool thing. And it really depends on your nutrition. So if moms are eating, say, a bunch of Kits, right, or things with a really high color tint, her milk may actually have a little tint of that color. So that's pretty cool. Moms who maybe eat a lot instead of moderating, maybe a bunch of maybe green leafy foods. Moms have experienced their baby maybe becoming colic. That's something you might want to consider speaking to the physician about, but obviously we want you to eat your salads and healthy foods, but you definitely want to do things in moderation while breastfeeding. You got to change it up, like you mentioned, and, experiencing new foods and things like that. What else have I heard? Appetites. Mom's appetites do change. After you deliver a whole human being, give yourselves this chance to adjust, ladies. Sometimes your appetite does not come back, and that's not uncommon. But we do advise moms to try to snack throughout the day, definitely continue your prenatal vitamins or multivitamin well after you deliver, because you have a lot of healing to do after delivering a baby, and your nutrition does matter. So if the appetite doesn't come back for you to eat those big healthy meals and things like that, or normal healthy meals, you can still do things like snacking, protein shakes, multivitamins, things like that.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So this is something I hear a lot as well. Many families who choose breastfeeding or providing human milk ask what food should be eaten to increase milk supply.
There you go. There's that question, right? So again, it doesn't make or break what you eat. Doesn't make or break your supply, but constant milk removal is what makes our milk supply or increases it or maintains it, if you may. How that works is really cool because you are consuming your foods, right? And your blood and your body just metabolizes it. It gets into your bloodstream. Your breast, if I can touch on to the anatomy a little bit about what's going on in the breast of a lactating mom, think of a cluster of grapes on a vine, right? The grape itself would be the component. It's called the alveoli, and that holds the milk, right? It's surrounded by a capillary bed, which is introducing those nutrients that you're eating into that grape, if you may, that alveoli. The grape itself is connected to a lobule, which is like a group of those grapes all together, connected to the vine, which is the ductal system that travels down toward the nipple. I hope you guys are picturing this. Just picture the cluster of grapes. The grapes holding the milk. So as mom's eating, that's how her nutrition or the things she eats gets into her milk. So you want to constantly move milk by nursing, hand expressing, or pumping very frequently. This is what makes your milk supply. This is what maintains it, if not increases it. So if you ever have an issue with your supply, ladies, try to sit back and just think, how often am I moving milk from my breast? You may have been told in the hospital, nurse every 2 hours, or hand express or pump every 2 hours, or release something every 8 to 12 times a day. It's told that way sometimes. This is very, very helpful to understanding how or training the body on the supply you need to make for your baby. So nursing frequently in the beginning is very important because your baby is training your body, and it's really helpful not to interfere with things like formula or pumping too soon, too early, because you want your baby to regulate how your body needs to make milk for them. So we just encourage that to happen frequently because, again, eating different foods or certain foods it's not always the answer on increasing our milk production. And just to tap into another, just thinking about it, moms also ask about, herbal supplements or teas. You may have heard of things like that out there. These are things you also want to do your research on and consult your physician about because what worked well for one mom may not work well for another. So we can't, Bible check, yes, you can take this herbal and you'll get your milk back. A lot of moms do things like, drink the body armor or the, other kind of things that oatmeal cookies and stuff like that. Very helpful. Bottom line, ladies, realize that your milk supply rides on a hormonal system. So stress doesn't help. If you're worried about your milk supply, we're not really helping. Nurse your baby, do the skin to skin, release that love hormone that really helps our milk supply. That oxytocin and prolactin, these are things that are very beneficial to our milk supply. Do what works for you. Take it a day at a time because, milk supply and the duty of maintaining it really rides on an emotional factor of, can I do this? So that's a big factor. I'm dwindling off into some other things, so we'll probably tap into those some other podcasts. So make sure y'all lock in with us. But that's how milk supply pretty much works.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. How do you help our participants understand healthy eating while breastfeeding?
How do I help them understand it? Same is just taking it a day at a time. Eating healthy, again, helps our nutrition part of our breast milk. Again, does it make or break the supply as far as how our bodies make it? But we definitely remind them to take it a day at a time. Do what you can handle today. You can't worry yourself with what somebody else is doing. This mom is pumping 1,000 ounces. Why is my body not doing it? You cannot do that, ladies. It's too stressful, and your body reacts that way. Stress constricts. We don't need to constrict while we're trying to get things to release. You've got to stay calm. You've got to take your journey a day at a time. So we remind them to literally take it a day at a time and keep us involved. Lactation counselors are available to you here at the WIC office. So please tap into us. we do not know your concern until you ask. So please reach out to the consultants here at the office that are available to you.
Ask and you shall receive.
There you go.
Are there foods that families should try to avoid while breastfeeding?
Yeah. Specific wise, you got to kind of assess that individually because, cultures are different. People eat different, people have different allergies. So always, have a conversation with the physician. Again, you probably already have a history of what you're allergic to. But sometimes what we kind of slide or forget is the father, he may be allergic to a certain food. And we want to make sure, that we're not eating that food because guess what? His child that you just had may also be allergic to that food. So this is how we make those adjustments when we're dealing with allergies. Some babies or families do allergy testing and things like that, which I think babies have to be at a certain age. I'm not quite sure what that age is, but that's something you do want to consider is allergies to certain foods while breastfeeding. Another one is we are going to caffeine. My coffee drinking moms. So try to get to decaf if you can. I know we like our coffees the way we like them. So if you do have to have a cup of coffee, 1 or 2 is okay. But you don't want to prolong that cup throughout the day. You want to just drink it in the time frame that it was prepared. About 300 milligrams or less is what is recommended with coffee drinkers. It's the caffeine that we're trying to avoid getting into the bloodstream in a high concentration amount. And this can affect our infants' brains. Fish, as what you touched on a little bit earlier, that is, we obviously need to eat our fish in moderation, but we're going to avoid the fish that has high level of mercury. Also something we don't want a high concentration of in our milk. Medications. This is a tricky one. So medications, obviously some moms are already on medications or are prescribed certain medications. We have to look at that at a molecular level. So some medications, when they consider medications safe to breastfeed with, the molecular level of that medication is large. And what that means is it's to break it down the easiest way, it's too big to get inside of where our milk is created and stored. Some medications have a small molecular weight or level, and that is the easiest, and that can get into our breast milk. So these medications are what we are going to pause before ingesting and make sure we have that conversation with our physician to ask, hey, I'm breastfeeding. Is this safe for me to still nurse with? Here at the WIC office, we do have a medication book that the state has provided us. The state is awesome. They are very, very great supporters of the Urban League. So we appreciate you guys if you're watching. But they have provided us a medications book that we can give you the information to then have that conversation with your physician. We don't tell you to take a medication or not to take it out of our scope. So we definitely give you the information and you can have that conversation later. But medications is a big one. And then last but not least, drugs. Some things are legal in our state, but there's not enough information